Hello guys, welcome to another mix tutorial. Today we'll be taking a look at my mix of Juno by TESSERACT. I had loads of fun filming this cover, and actually I can flex on my Patreon subscribers for a bit. I went to see TESSERACT on the 8th of June and I got a pick from Echo. Woo! So yeah, that's what inspired this cover. Was seeing this song live. It was their set finisher and it was so good. I didn't appreciate Sonder that much at first listen, but now that I've been forced to take a listen again, it's a sick album. So let's get to some mixing. Let's start in our usual place, which is the master bus, where every element of the mix passes through. I'm setting everything to a mix bus compressor, the usual suspect. As you can see, not much gain reduction, just enough to tuck the drums into the rest of the mix. The same, which is a compressor, but multi-band. By now you guys know what this does. This compresses the same as the last one, but it compresses different frequencies with different parameters. If you look at it react, you'll see it reacts to the kick a bit differently in this band. Then it reacts to the snare and the low end of the guitars differently in this band. And well, cymbals and the guitar high end and mid range differently. So what you end up with is a compressor that also helps frequency level your mix in a way. Look at it react. It's a different type of compression you can try on your master bus. And my limiter for loudness is Ozone, as usual. Running it through Intelligent Release Control 1, because I wanted this mix to sound a little bit, well, smoother and thicker, which is what this reads. Running it on a fast character, chopping off, let's see how much decibels. Not too much chopping off at the limiter stage here, because I wanted to reproduce the drum sound of the album somehow, and a very important thing for me was how pokey the drums were. So if you want your drums to have nice transients, you can't make it too loud by crushing them on the limiter stage. So be sure to experiment with different limiting levels. See what happens to your drums, which are usually the first ones to suffer in the loudness stage. As for the drum mix, I will be saving some time because I want to go deeper into the bass and guitars in this mix, and I will send you back to my last mix tutorial, which was Peripheries for Lights, which has the exact same drum tone. Just so you know, it's all modern and massive. And in case you're wondering, these are the drum selections. This is a very nice and snappy drum sound I have built, inspired on Peripheries' Juggernaut album, which is very well explained on the Four Lights mix tutorial. So I'll go straight into bass this time. Let's listen to the bass. Good tone, not the best playing, but good enough tone. And most importantly, bass has only one plugin. Oh, look, that's Alex. Hi, Alex, you're on the video now. Awesome, I hope you see this. Alex is my diamond level patron, by the way. So, the only plugin on bass is this Joel Wanasek Bus Glue Bass. This is an all-in-one bass plugin that compresses your low end and your top end independently of each other, and also gives you distortion. So without this plugin, you hear my DI. And with this plugin on, you hear the bottom of the bass being controlled and the top end being controlled too, as well as distorted. I recommend you get this plugin individually if you're looking for a bass tone solution. This is a bundle. As you can see, this is the one I used on the mix bus, and on the drum bus I used the other one. This is a bundle of compressors, but recently you are now able to buy them individually. And the bass one is one I recommend you do individually, because you can get all of your bass tone, as you hear here, just from this very same plugin, going from this to this. There's 3 different types of distortion on this. I thought the B one was the most TESSERACT-y. That's a bit too heavy. And this too. This one was nice and crunchy. So that's all that's happening. Joel Wanasek Bus Glue Bass is compressing the low end, compressing the top end, and adding some grit. Just that in the big choruses, I blended it with a different track that has the same audio, but has the A grit, so that I could get some nice grind out of it. And what I did was I removed the low end so that this one takes care of the low end, and this one just adds the A grit. You get them both together, you get this. Just to make the chorus nice and thicker. Okay, let's get to guitars. So, Tesseract have this thing where Ackle loves playing the rhythms not on the bridge pickup, but on a coil-tapped neck. So, where you usually for your metal guitar you would play all of your rhythms on this pickup, Ackle will, oh sorry, you will have to wait a bit. What Ackle will do is he will play the rhythms on a coil tapped neck or on the coil tapped middle position. What this does is you have a super percussive sound going into your distortion, and it makes a really original snappy sound, which sounds a bit like this. And this. That's why I have multiple tracks of guitars. I played the chorus with the humbucker. Humbucker. Damn, this isn't very clear. I meant bridge pickup guitars. So this is 03 bridge guitars. I can't spell bridge. If you guys downloaded the stems, take this renaming into consideration because I have already printed them, but it should be clear. This is your bridge pickup, and it's going into STL Tonalities Will Putney signature amplifier, basically on the amp 1 setting. All I did was change the valves to EL34s and dial the EQ to taste. A bit more of a mid-rangey sound, to get the Tesseract tone. What else? Oh, there's some strumming. Same tone though. These octave guitars, which are actually called neck pickup guitars, so these are not aptly named. They basically have the same tone with a few tweaks in the high end and a lot less gain, so that the snappiness of the split coiling can shine through. If you hear just the DI, you can immediately tell. Sounds very nice. The neck pickup guitars are doubling in the chorus. So I played one of the chorus parts on, I played the chorus on the humbucker pickup, and I quad track the chorus, playing it on the neck pickup too. If you get them both together, you get a nice wide and thick sound. And then it's also playing the groovy part. An octave higher. And that tone is again the same patch with tweaks to the high end and a little bit more gain than the other guitars. Just so that you don't have to, just to show that you don't have to have drastic changes in order to blend different guitar parts. All you need to do is you need to record them either in different pickups, give them a bit less gain. Yeah, not a lot of difference required for you to blend guitar parts. Let me just quickly answer some. And yeah, they sound like really nice together, especially when you octave one. It's a very unique tone, and you should experiment with different pickups when you're recording your metal, because it's not all about the bridge pickup sometimes. This cute ass slap part. This required some processing to get right. So this is the split. This is not split coil. This is the middle position. The reason I didn't split coil it is that even if the sound was like more appropriate and snappy, you get a bit more noise because it's a single coil and not a humbucker. And the noise was kind of noticeable because I recorded the guitars too close to my computer. So that's a lesson learned. This is the middle position on the guitar, and that's what the DI sounds like. Sounds nice, but we need it to be even slappier and get rid of all that low end. So the first thing that's happening is some compression so that all the slaps get nicely leveled at about the same volume. Then the clean tone is Mercurial Audio's SS11X, which is a nice emulation of this very cool preamp pedal going into the stock cabinet IR. And all I did was turn the bright switch on and turn the bass down. That's way closer to something I would like. Then some tweaks to the low end and to this harsh area at 2.5K. And then for the same purpose of leveling out the peaks, because this is a very peaky part naturally because it's slapped, there's a limiter catching them all. This last channel strip is just filtering excess low end and excess high end. of course, the bass part here is slapped too. Let's go over to the nice Tesseract clean guitars. I could listen to this all day. So the processing is of similar philosophy to the slap part. Compression to level every note. Into the preamp pedal with basically the same tone, just a different cabinet impulse response, which is included in the plugin, which has loads of them for like 40 bucks. This is an amazing guitar tone solution. And I turned the bright switch off just because it was a bit too bright. Then this little hero, the reverb, going on like 12 seconds with the modulating switch turned on, you get this. Now, the cleans are respectful. This delay is just adding extra length. You're not meant to hear this repeat. You're just meant to have it widen the stereo image even a bit more. Then the SSL channel strip is filtering low end, quite a lot of it, up to 180 Hertz, and filtering the high end down to 6K. Then the same compressor I used in the beginning, I am using in the end. And why is that? Because there's really strong peaks when you play the note, and then the reverb is a bit too quiet after the peak of the note. What you do with a compressor is it lowers the peak of the note and it turns the reverb up so that it's more uniform. That's what's happening here. Awesome. And yeah, that's mostly it. Then there are these Tesseract Sounds LOL tracks. Let me show you how I got this. This effect, I just basically printed this chord from a MIDI synth. Let's turn the effects off. That guy is super bright. And I cut off a little bit of it and faded and copied that bit and faded it. So it sounds like that's pretty funny. And then I added some effects. I filtered it because it had way too much high end. Then I put the same reverb on it, and that's how you get this. Very cool. When it's alone in this part, I add an extra filter because the high end was too much. But on the choruses, the high end comes back. This guy, same thing. I just chose this chord and printed it and repeated it throughout the slow part. The effects that are happening. Again, some filtering, just so it doesn't sound shiny. The same reverb, some chorusing. This chorus by, oh god, I'm gonna have to pronounce that, by Keir, whose audio is free. So if you can somehow spell this in your Google search, you can get this chorus for free, which I've been using for years, and I still love it. And then this EQ was getting rid of annoying mid-range right here at 1.5. it, guys. That's my mix of Juno by Tesseract. Thank you so much for watching this mix tutorial. And if you're a recent patron, welcome. Be sure to watch all of the previous mix tutorials too, because your support covers access to all of my previous mixing tutorials. So not just this one. Be sure to check every one of the other ones out so you learn the most about my mixing process. It keeps evolving and there's new tips in each one. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and have a good day.